Thing I'm going to try to do is get this Holley 600 broken down into pieces and put it in some carb dip. So we'll see how this goes. I have no idea what I'm doing. Never really messed with a carb before. It's not in terrible shape, but I got a full rebuild kit coming, which will have a new what's that called? Power valve, because these always leak. But I'll join you when I come across any problems, and then I'll do a full assembly video for giggles when that whole thing shows up, the kit, the rebuild kit. But I gotta carb dip it first, so here we go. You see that little, where the float rides and hits that little tip, that dangly bit? That's what's called a stuck float needle. There we go, now it's loose. That's what helps regulate how much fuel is in the bowl. So when that thing gets stuck, that's when you got problems. These throttle blade guys, most people probably wouldn't take these out, but I knew for a fact that these have seals in here that do leak, and I have a example of one of the seals. There we go, there's a throttle shaft seal right there. That's torn. That would have been a vacuum leak. So I'm just trying to get this off. As you can see, I got most of those broke off, but that's not the end of the world. Those are soft brass, so I should be able to get those out. These I'm going to have to get off first, because as you see, they're going to hit on the way as you try to slide them through. This is going to hit, so I got to grind this off or something, use a Dremel or some other terrible method to grind those down. There's plenty of threads in there, so I'm not terribly worried about it, but you can see where the sealing surface is. You can see some air in there, I think you can see it. Once I get that done, I got to get that off, and then I got to look for my specialty bits. I think this is the actual metering block. I'm not sure what that is. I think on the 750s and larger carbs they have this thing over on this side as well, but I need to find the correct bit to get these off so I can get this gasket out. I think I'm going to be done tearing this thing down. I'm just going to put it in the carb dip after I'm done, and there's all the hardware. I need to check to see if the floats are any good. That'll be easy. You just put these in water, and if they float, great. If you see air bubbles, you got a problem. This diaphragm might have come around, but I'm not particularly interested in. I think that the kit will come with a new one, so I'm not terribly worried about it for the secondaries, vacuum secondary. And then this is the power valve, and this thing, I think it's supposed to have more movement than that, but it does not feel great. And I know that the new kit comes with those anyway, but I'll throw it in the parts cleaner. But that's where I'm at so far. Got this thing mostly torn down, probably a lot farther than most people would do, but I don't think there's any better way to learn than to tear things apart and just get after it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get after it, see how that goes. Yeah. Alright, got those throttle shafts out. You can see they're made of brass, those bolts. They were peened over on this side here. They were peened over so that they wouldn't come loose and fall off. So I had to grind those down with the Dremel. Got after it. I pulled off the throttle shaft seals. I don't think there's any seals stuck in here. No, there's not. I mean, they don't look great on the inside. I may look for another base plate, but I'm going to try to work with what I got. But I will tend to these after this whole thing's cleaned up and ready to go. Oh yeah, I need to find bits for that. Alright, I got some parts chilling in the chem dip. Everyone's familiar with that can. So they say don't leave it in for more than 4 hours, so I'm going to do 4 hours and see how that goes. Need to get my crap cleaned up. The wife's got some crafting stuff going on, and just get kind of cleaned up out here. I got to run over to church and do some stuff, but I'm pretty pleased with the way things are progressing. So I'm gonna do. Hey there, Turbo. What's up, buddy? That guy pays no mind. Does not care at all. And then the other thing I did, hey buddy, let me finish filming, okay? Is I got this plate all cleaned up. It looks good. I am going to be putting in new throttle shaft bushings, and I'm going to bore it out and oversize it and get new brass bushings in there. I've got pretty much everything except that kit ready to go. Here's a bunch of the parts that have already been through the cleaner. So this is nice and clean. I'm pretty pleased with that. I will blow these all out before I start assembling. The bowls look good. Pretty pleased with that. I've still yet to take these guys out, those brass screws, but I'm not really too worried about that. I think those will come out with a reverse thread. But it's in pretty good shape. I'll clean it up, some emery cloth or something like that, and then you ain't gonna be able to see nothing in here. But in order for me to get this whole thing submerged in fluid, I had to take it out of that can and put it in this bucket for now. So I'm just gonna leave that in there for a little bit while, a little bit longer to cook. What are you doing, kid? Okay, so he's our half cat. I didn't think he was going to stick around as long as he has. I call him a half cat because he comes in and goes whenever the hell he feels like it. He does what he wants. Good for him, I guess. But he's a kick in the pants, and he's the only cat. We've got 4 cats. Yes, that's my wife. We've got 4 cats in the house, and this is the one that's kind of adopted us. But he's the only one that allows us to pick him up. He's pretty cool. Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Dark as night. Ugh. Anywho, so that's where I'm at now. I live in Southern California, so I don't know how important this choke is, or if this choke housing is bad. I should probably replace just that piece. But I may not even run the choke. I don't know. I don't really care. We'll just see how that goes. But that's where I'm at now, and I'll get you guys posted later. Kind of going slow on this. Got a bunch of parts coming in. I need to do the steering wheel stuff, so I'm gonna run just an Amazon steering wheel, but I did get NRG short hub and an NRG quick disconnect so that I can pull that out, have that be a security feature. I'll just take the damn steering wheel in with me wherever I want to go if I'm just out there cruising around, and have to go to the bank or something stupid like that. But yep, alright, so that's where I'm going to leave it for tonight. See ya.